திருநீலகண்டத்து குயவனார்க்கடியே திருநீலகண்டத்து குயவனார்க்கு அடியே.
Tiruchitrambalam. Saint Neelakanta Nayanar. I am the servant of Neelakanta, the potter. Neelakandathu Kuyavanar-kadiye. Neelakanta was a potter from Chidambaram, the most holy of all the sacred shrines of Shaivites. He and his wife, pious and religious people, were devoted to the worship of Shiva in the local shrine. Neelakanta was in the habit of repeating the word Neelakandam, the blue throat, which is one of the names of Shiva. Legends say that when the angels and the demons churned the ocean of milk for obtaining nectar, a deadly black poison arose out of it. Lord Shiva swallowed it so that it might not destroy all life and kept it in his throat, which became blue on account of the black poison. He was known thereafter as Lord Neelakanta. Now, our potter was practicing his profession in the city. He made begging bowls of burnt clay and distributed them free to the Shaiva religious mendicant who happened to pass through the city. This was the form of service which his devotion to God took. He was performing this service smoothly for quite a long time. One morning, his wife noticed him coming out of the house of a prostitute. Herself a model of chastity, she got immensely angry, and when her husband returned home and came near her, she cried, "In the name of Lord Neelakanta, do not touch us." Neelakanta stopped as though stung. A popular version of the legend tells us that Neelakanta had just stopped in the portico of the prostitute to escape drenching from heavy rain which was then falling, and when the rains had stopped, came away, and that he had nothing to do with the prostitute. The mention of the favorite sacred name Neelakanta stopped the husband, and he replied, "My dear, you had sworn in the name of Holy Lord Neelakantam, I shall not touch you hereafter. You said us, so in future I shall never even think of any woman." True to his word, the humble potter continued to live with his wife for many years in this manner, leading a virtuous life. He had given up desire of flesh, and himself and his wife lived together, but not as man and wife. This relationship was not known to the neighbors. Years rolled by, and they had also passed their youth and have now become old. Their celibate life had continued along with their devotion to God. He was continuing his service of distributing the begging bowls. Lord Shiva, however, planned to cause such a rare bhakti and adherence to a vow to be made known to the public, to the people at large. So he assumed the form of a beggar and smeared the sacred ash on his body. He came along the street chanting the Lord's name with an alms bowl in his hand. Neelakanta saw him and, as usual, took him to his house with due respect and wished to entertain him. He asked him, "Holy sir, of what service shall I be to you?" The begging devotee said, "Friend, we desire to go away now, but we shall leave this bowl with you and claim it at our leisure. Please remember, this is a very rare bowl, having the marvelous property of making everything pure. This is to be treasured more than gems and gold." Saying this, the visitor gave his bowl and went away. Neelakanta received the bowl and stored it in a safe place. A long time passed. One day, the devotee suddenly appeared before Neelakanta and claimed his bowl. But when Neelakanta went into his store and looked for it, he could not find it anywhere in the house. It had disappeared. He returned to the holy man and reported, "Revered sir, your bowl seems to have been lost. I could not find it anywhere. I do not know how it disappeared. I am very sorry for this, but I shall replace it with a new bowl. Kindly accept a new bowl instead." The holy man got wild. "No," he cried, "I want only my old bowl. Even if you substitute a golden bowl, I won't have it. You seem to have a deceitful intention. You have robbed me of my valuable property. I shall make your deceit public." The innocent potter protested, saying that he was prepared to do anything to prove his innocence in the matter. The holy man said, "We shall believe your innocence if you grasp the hand of your son and together take a dip in the temple tank." Neelakanta said he had no son. The other then said, "In that case, take the hand of your wife and let both of you have a dip in the temple tank." The potter, who had vowed not to touch his wife, could not do that. So he declined, saying that he had sworn not to touch his wife. The holy man took the matter to the council of the temple priests, which ordered Neelakanta to do the holy man's bidding. Thereupon, Neelakanta went to the tank with his wife and, protesting his innocence in the matter of bowl, took a small bamboo stick, made his wife hold one end of it and himself holding the other, plunged into the water in the tank. But lo, when the two rose from the water together, they were no longer the old couple that went into the water, but they were transformed into a pair of young man and woman in full bloom of youth. The whole city, which had assembled there to witness the judgment of the dispute between the holy man and the potter, was amazed at the change. The holy man disappeared, and in his place, all the people had a vision of God Shiva in the firmament. The greatness of Neelakanta and his wife in overcoming the senses was made known to the people, who now realized that the begging devotee was no other than God Shiva himself, who had appeared in order to make known the saintliness of Neelakanta. The story illustrates the reverence with which pious people held the Lord's name and how it restrained people from straying from the path of right conduct. The incident of this story is celebrated even today in the lives of people of Chidambaram, the most important temple city in South India. To the west of the famous large temple of Lord Nataraja, there is a smaller temple called the Temple of the Lord who granted eternal youth, with a large tank in front, called also the Tank of the Lord who granted eternal youth. The incident is elaborately celebrated in the annual festivals in the temple. Neelakanta was a potter, a member of one of the more humble castes, but by his devotion to the Lord's name had risen above caste, and today he is a canonized saint whose image, along with the others, is worshipped by high-class people also in all temples in Tamil Nadu. His name tops the list of saints sung by Saint Sundarar in Tiruchitrambalam by 700 AD. Tiruchitrambalam.